complete the lineup. Stand by for a start. 1400 set, ready and racing as well. And slowly into stride, Princess in Red. Back there amongst the last of them to get going is Pretty Divine. Wins the start from Dug Another Hole, who won't cross early on. Right behind them, Kira Louie going forward, but wide on the track. Late Arrival. They're not going overly fast in front. Just a steady gallop at the 1,000. On the inside, next of all, when they get going, is Mahalio. A length and a half away behind those. Next of all on the rail is Hymns of Eladir. Miss Wall Street caught out there wide in what has been a modestly run affair. Pushing up Special View near the middle in the last trio were Ascot, back with Princess in Red, and also towards the tail end of the field Pull the Trigger. As they gallop along by the 650, and Pretty Divine had been able to stack and rack them virtually from Dug Another Hole and Late Arrival over these 2 leaders, 3 wide but covering ground. Then a length and a half behind them on the rails is Mahalio, and also right there coming towards the home turn, Universal Hotness, who's one off the fence at this point. Further back, Kira Louie, Special View as they turn for home. Hymns of Eladir, it's last over on the inside at the 200 mark, and Dug Another Hole now extends, goes up and grabs the lead. Down the outside, Late Arrival keeps on coming. They beat off Pretty Divine. Dug Another Hole in front. Here's Late Arrival. Late Arrival goes up, grabs Dug Another Hole, and Late Arrival wins. Late Arrival makes it a hat-trick of victories. Grand performance here. Sat 3 deep all the way and wore Dug Another Hole down. Down the outside, Miss Wall Street, and she is certainly putting a win on the board very, very soon with that run again. In behind them, Universal Hotness, Princess in Red, after being slowly away, always back there in the field, but ran on. In behind them, Kira Louie, Special View, Pretty Divine got tired late. Back with it as well, Mahalio, also Ascot, Pull the Trigger, and toward the end of the field, in the last event of the day, Pike pulling up Hymns of Eladir. At the tail, the $3.10 elect. Glorious run by Hymns of Eladir. Never in the race. Late Arrival, ridden by Alex Hearn, continues its fabulous forms. It's coming from Victoria. The Piero Gelding in a remarkable pickup for Indiana Wynett, and it beats Dug Another Hole, who goes down fighting again. Miss Wall Street, and she's certainly getting very, very close. Another very good run. Universal Hotness 4th in, but the big flop, Hymns of Eladir, back there, finished at the rear of the field. The winner did sit deep and afforded not a lot of luck, but there again they haven't gone overly fast. 123.77. It was a modestly set tempo in front by Pretty Divine. Dug Another Hole outside of it, so we're there. Second and third pretty much in running throughout, and it was Late Arrival that finished a bit the better. The run of Miss Wall Street very good in behind them. So that winner, raced by R.J. Degenhardt, Museum Doors, G. Norris, Indiana Wynett, and S.M. Degenhardt, by Piero from Federosa. It wins its 4th race in 11 starts. 35.27 it's run home in. Beating Dug Another Hole by Universal Ruler, Brad Parnham for Neville Parnham. And Miss Wall Street 3rd in. A mare by Manhattan Rain, trained by Dan Borton, ridden by Lucy Fiore. After the running of the last event here this afternoon. Okay, well, let's go down and find out a little more about Late Arrival, who's been a very welcome arrival into the yard of Indiana Wynett with 3 straight wins since coming west.
You're not wrong, Darren. Late Arrival, he looks like a really nice horse on the rise. And Indy joins me now. Indy, congratulations on the win. Late Arrival, talk us through his backstory. How did he come to your care down in Albany?
Yeah, his part owner, Rob, bought him from the east. He looked at his form and said he'll be a perfect horse for over here to start in Albany and then go through his grades. And he's just done that.
Clearly, he's now a really nice horse, but at what stage did you think that you and the connections would have a fair bit of fun with him?
His first win surprised me a lot because he was a stayer over east, and he's sprinted twice here now, stepped him up to the 14 and still getting the job done.
He looks like a fairly versatile horse from afar. As you touched upon, he won on debut here in the West over 1,000, leading all the way. Then he came from behind. Today he had to do it the hard way and over 1,400 metres.
Yeah, and like off that, it looks like he could go further.
Is that the plan with him now? Is he handling everything behind the scenes well enough to continue to stretch him out interim?
Definitely. He's, we call him the old man at the stables. He handles everything so well, so definitely step him up.
How's my favourite Smooth Chino going behind the scenes?
He's good. He's still in the paddock at home, just living his best life.
I'm very, very jealous of Smooth Chino, but it looks like you have a nice horse on your hands here, Indy. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
There's Indiana Wineherd after the win of Late Arrival. 3 in a line to start the preparation. And as Indy and I touched upon, Scotty, he seems like such a versatile horse. He can be forward, he can be back, he can be over a shorter course, and he looks like he's going to really make his presence felt over a bit further as well.
Well, exactly right. His last run on the Eastern States was over 2,000 metres, but from the moment that he arrived here in the West, Alex, you could see when he trialled alongside Brave Spirit that he was actually a lot sharper than a 2,000 metre type.
Yeah, 100%. Today he was quite fresh, and I thought, uh-oh, we're going up in ground here. It's not going to be good, but he put himself up there, and I'm glad he did, because there was a bit of carnage behind us, and he was able to get into his rhythm and then did the rest himself, you know.
One of those was the favourite at about the 600 metre marker. He just sort of dropped out of nowhere. But for you, when you can stay out of trouble and you've got a horse that can stay at the ground, at least you can just keep rolling into the race at your own tempo.
Yeah, 100%. I was a little bit worried when the two in front kicked away a bit. I was niggling at him, and I thought, uh-oh, have we got any left in the tank? And then when we straightened, he just found another gear, and then he said, yeah, I'm going to rabble that in.
Looks like he belongs in town.
Yeah, 100%. It's nice to be on him, and thanks to Indy for giving me the ride.
Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much.
There's Alex Hearn. Nice to see him get an opportunity here at Ascot, and he looks like he's built an association with a nice horse on the rise in Late Arrival. He makes it 3 in a line since returning or since coming across to the West, and Indy Wineherd continues to do a really good job with her small team. That's 7 races run and won, Scotty. Is there a highlight amongst the 7 race card here at Ascot?
Oh, well, a winner first up, no trial at 1,800 metres. It might only be a maiden, but Kirsten Mellis gets training duties here, one and done today. But I think that last horse here, he's a son of Piero. He was back at the Melbourne Premier Yearling Sale. He was a $100,000 yearling. So they've now got their hands on a horse that's in really good form.